in the gray, in the still, in the gaps that life brings. Can you still hold the space you deserve and sink into the precious life lessons, sure to unfold and stay thankful for the story yet to be told in the gray. Hold that space in the gray. Hold your space in the gray. Hold space in the gray. Hold your space. Each mistake made, every misstep taken will only lead you closer to the dream that will awaken you to your heart and mind, a new waking paradise in the gray, in the still, in the gaps that life brings. Can you still hold the space you deserve and sink into the precious life lessons, sure to unfold and stay thankful for the story yet to be told in the grave. Hold that space in the grave. Hold your space in the grave. Hold your space in the grave. Hold your space. Don't run from the open. Don't block what you've been given. Don't let your life be controlled by the fear of the unknown. Ego without worry, without ever even thinking. You are what you've been looking for. The fear, the pain, the heartache and the rain. Don't hold yourself back when you're meant for more. In the gray, in the still, in the gaps that life brings. And you still hold the space you deserve and sink into the precious life lessons, sure to unfold and stay thankful for the story yet to be told in the gray, in the still, in the gaps that life brings. Can you still hold the space you deserve and sink into the precious life lessons, sure to unfold and stay thankful for the story yet to be told in the grave. Hold that space in the grave. Hold your space in the grave. Hold your space. Oh, hello everyone. Y'all like my glasses? I got them for $12 at Nordstrom. And I actually only paid $2 because I had a gift card. So, bloop. So overwhelmed emotionally right now. Seems to be a theme running as of late. I'm trying to find the words. I was gonna wait until later in the day where I felt more awake and I got myself together and I did all that stuff, but I figure why not just share while it's raw and real and, you know, stop trying to hide behind all the other stuff. Last night we had our summer sesh at Amplify. Myself and one of the dearest people in my life, Joshua, put it on for all of you and everyone who showed up, and we were blessed enough to have our brother Byron there performing, who I am so proud of. Dude, you've seriously worked so hard, and I remember when you first said that you were going to start pursuing music, but I've seen you put in the work and I've seen and heard your voice grow, and that is a testament to your work ethic, and I'm just so proud of you. I mean, watching this guy grow up from the time him and my brother were in kindergarten, and now to see you up on stage, it's really amazing, and I'm so proud of you. So I hope you see this. But myself and Joshua, we just said, you know what, it's time to get back on stage, it's time to do this, and what better way than to do it with someone that you fully trust. And we've had the pleasure of being able to sing together since we were in like 7th grade, so to see everything come full circle has just been really amazing. And it's just such a blessing to be able to be alongside someone that you love and you trust, and is more than just a friend or family. And it's just a blessing. It's such a blessing. Oh my God. Y'all. These are happy tears. I promise. Whew. It may not seem like a big deal because I know people gig around LA all the time, and it's tough. It is tough. It's a tough life to lead, and it is so taxing. And you know, I chose to do it a different way. I chose to believe that time was on my side instead of we don't have enough time, and instead of believing the narrative that time is not on your side, and instead of believing the narrative that you have to do everything right now, and if you don't do it like this, you know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, and just all of these things that are pushed on you, especially in the world of artistry, especially when it comes to musicianship and trying to figure out where your place is in it. And the constant comparison to everyone else that's out there, and social media and pop culture and all of these things that tell you that there's one way. And for so long I felt like if I wasn't doing it that way, I was failing. And I had an amazing conversation with my cousin last night when we were driving home, Sean Paul, who I was blessed enough to have play with me last night, and we just had such an incredible discussion. Just you know, I was able to really encourage him from the place that I've been in and from the place that I'm in now, and things like that just make it all worth it. It makes every single struggle, every single no, every single doubt, every single past challenge worth it, to be able to sit across from someone who is my family and encourage them on the path that they're going down, because I see them doing the same thing that I did. And you know, getting on stage last night, like I said, I know it's not a big deal for so many because, you know, people gig around town all the time, but it was more than that for me. It's always been more than that for me. And when I quit my job in 2014, I believe it was, to start truly pursuing my music and giving it all I had, after about a year, I was not fulfilled, and it wasn't making me happy like I thought it was going to. And I was really disappointed in myself. I felt like I failed. I felt like, God, I'm not succeeding at this way that everyone says I have to do it. I'm not booking gigs every single night. I'm not, you know, on a tour somewhere. The music I'm writing is just okay, but it doesn't feel authentic. It feels like I'm trying to write for someone that's not me. And I just don't know what to do about it. And I felt like I failed because I felt like that was the only way, and I felt like if I wasn't making it in that realm, then I wasn't making it at all. And looking back, I realized, I mean, after all this time, we're now in 2017, that I was so attached to an end result that I had no integrity in my pursuit. I was so attached to the end result of a gig making or breaking me, or who showed up making or breaking me, that the integrity that should have gone into pursuing what I was doing and the intent behind doing what I was doing was so skewed. And as a result, my ego and self-doubt and plight for perfectionism and all of those things that just continue to spiral took over, and it just wasn't working. It's plain and simple, it just wasn't working. And I realized that I was unfulfilled, and I said to myself one day, you know, there has to be more than this to what I'm trying to do. I know that I have a gift, and I'm not gonna try to hide behind it anymore, but I also don't know what to do with it. I know this though, this route that everyone's saying that should be taken isn't for me. It's not for me, it's not working. So I decided to do my health coaching, get my certification, which I now finished with. And after holding a job for almost a year again, I hadn't written any music or gigged or really sung anywhere, I think. But I hadn't written anything, and I hadn't really felt that pull the whole time while I was doing my health coaching. And it was scary because I felt like I abandoned my art, and I felt like it had abandoned me, and I felt like I was being punished. And I believed that for a split second. And then after coming through my health coaching program and a couple other things that took place within that time, I realized that one, nothing was happening to me like I shared in the last vlog, but it was all happening for me. It was all happening for me, and it was all happening in conjunction with my artistry. And I had to go through that time of a gap in order to really appreciate what I had. And not just in order to appreciate what I had, but in order to grow, and in order to learn, and in order to experience, and in order to learn who I am. And I am so thankful. I am so thankful for that year of pure silence. Pure silence. It was one of the scariest times, but looking back, I would not have the conviction and the passion for what I'm doing now had it not been for that gap. And I got a chance to share that song last night with everyone, and it was one of the most special moments I've ever had. I wrote a song called Space, and it talks about, and the craziest thing is that I was almost done with my health coaching program. This was a couple weeks back when I wrote the song, and I just sat down and I just started writing after an entire year, almost a year and a half. And I was writing, and it was just coming out, and I was like, oh my god, and that was scary. So then I was like, I don't know what I'm more afraid of, the silence or, you know, this coming back. But it was such a testament to how much I had grown, and god, that song means so much to me. And I wasn't confident in it at first, and as I think a lot of artists go through, and I had no idea. I was just like, ugh, I don't know, this feels too much like a poem. I don't know how it's gonna flow with music. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where I'm gonna sing this. Does anybody even want to hear this kind of music? Everyone expects me to be in this box. And I didn't take steps back, but I almost let my mind go there. And then I stopped and I said, you know what? You just went through that entire season of silence. Are you going to allow yourself to get back in your own way? Or are you going to take this Are you gonna appreciate it? And are you gonna write down your experience? And that song is my experience. That song is my experience with trying to hold space for yourself when you don't think you deserve it. That song is my experience with being okay when you have no idea what you're doing. That song is my experience with remaining grateful and thankful. That song is honestly my experience within this last year of doing the process and talking through all of these vlogs. And it felt like a compilation of all of these vlogs for the last year, because it's almost been a year come August. And just putting that all together. And I had no idea why I was starting this at first. I had no idea why I picked up the camera. But after writing that song, I understood. And it was such a gift to me. And I just hope that it's able to bless someone else as much as it's blessed me. Because we don't do this just for ourselves. What we go through when we get to the other side, yes, we have healed, but it's for someone else who's not going through it, and we can pass that gift on. And that song Space is a true reflection of this past year. And it is, like I said, such a gift to me. But, whew, sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. That song is so healing, and to be able to share it with such an amazing group last night was incredible. The love that I received after singing that song, whew, incredible. Just I'm truly lost for words, and I just wanted to share that in this state and not try to get myself together before, you know, trying to share, because this is what it is, and I wanted to share my heart, and this is where my heart is at right now, and these are still happy tears. I'm just overwhelmed by the love and by the support and by the process that God has taken me through to get to this point. And it's not over. I'm learning to celebrate these wins and these victories without thinking that nothing is ever gonna happen again and I'm never gonna have a lull again. Now I'm learning to stand in that victory, and I'm standing in that because last night truly was one. And I have been saying through this whole time of planning this event that I feel so different, and I felt so different because I was not attached to the end result anymore. Of course I wanted it to go well, but I knew it was gonna go well. I was strict with what I wanted, I was strict with what I saw my set looking like, and I stuck to it, and it turned out, it's the first time I've walked away and I've just been so content. Did everything go perfectly? No. Did I crack? Yes. But I mean, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that would have killed me, and I would have only been able to focus on that. And guess what? I cracked in the first song. But a couple years ago, yo, I would have been devastated. Now I'm like, oh, all right, well, what are you gonna do? And I kept going, and it was amazing, and it was incredible, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. Attached to the end result. I was attached to my intent and my pursuit and what I was putting into getting there. Who showed up, who didn't show up, how everything lined up perfectly did not matter to me anymore, and I can say that confidently for the first time. I didn't get nervous until probably 5 minutes before I was gonna walk on stage, and that was just jitters of being anxious and ready to get up there. But it was just such an incredible opportunity, and not an opportunity in the sense of trying to figure out who could help me, but just an opportunity for me to get up and share my heart. And it felt like one of the most authentic experiences of my life. And I music has always been a part of my life. It always will be, but I've struggled so much with it because it just I never felt authentic in it, because I always felt like I was trying to fit something that I didn't fit into. And for the first time, I walked off stage saying that was me, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I only perform to a room of 30 people, I'm okay. Because that was the 30 people that was supposed to hear what I had to say. And it felt so amazing to stand in that power and to receive the love and support that I and we as a collective received, and to feel like I had so many people holding space for me. And it just felt so authentic. So I would just encourage you, if you were in the pursuit of something, just trust that pursuit, trust that process, trust what you've been given in your heart, trust your intent. And when you trust your intent, it's because you know that what you're doing it for the right reasons. Remove yourself, realize that it's bigger than you, and just begin to trust your intuition in what you see being best for yourself, because whatever you've been given, God has given you that for a reason. And if you detach yourself from the end result, and I learned that from Christine Hasler. She's an amazing, amazing coach. I had an incredible opportunity to have kind of like a one-on-one semi-group moment with her in person, and it was incredible, and it really did change my life. She talks about being detached from the end result and attaching yourself to your intent. And when you attach yourself to your intent, you are able to be your most authentic self, because that is what matters. Your intent and your pursuit is what matters. The end result will come naturally and it will attach itself. But if you're so attached to the end result, you're attached to your ego, and you're attached to the praise that people give you at the end. And if that is what you're doing it for, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And when you detach yourself from that end result, the freedom, let me tell you something, the freedom that is attached to detaching yourself from the end result is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And I'm standing in that right now, and I can't even tell you, I don't even think I can fully explain what that feels like, but I can't wait for you to feel it. So that's all I'm gonna say, because I have to get off here, because I'm just gonna keep crying and I'm gonna keep going, and I could probably talk for hours, and this one will be a little longer, but I hope that you watch, and I hope that you received something from what I was able to share, and I hope you enjoy the song as well. Remember to stand in your space, to appreciate that space, to appreciate those gaps, to appreciate those gray areas in life where it just feels like, gosh, what's happening for me? To appreciate the silent seasons in your life. Just enjoy it and be thankful for it, and remember that there is a story that's waiting to be told, but it's waiting for you to step into it. I love you guys.